Friendship, stronger than your human word love, Kira nodded. When someone saves your life and shows you true kindness, your heart bonds with them forever. Are you saying, Marcus began. We're saying our hearts have bonded with you, Zara said bravely. We love you, Marcus Chen. Both of us, Kira added. In Valethian culture, twin sisters can share a life bond with one male if he accepts them both. Marcus felt his heart racing. He had feelings for both of them too, but he never thought it was possible to love two people at the same time. I love you both too, he admitted, but I don't understand how this works. Zara smiled and took his right hand. Kira took his left hand. It works with trust, respect, and care for each other, Zara explained. We share everything, joy, sadness, love, and responsibility. Kira added. Marcus looked at their beautiful faces, their kind eyes, their gentle smiles. These amazing women had been through terrible pain, but still had room in their hearts for love. If you'll have me, Marcus said quietly, then yes, I want to bond with both of you. The twins smiled and moved closer to him. For the first time in years, Marcus felt truly happy and complete. But their sweet moment was broken by an emergency message on Marcus's communication device. Administrator Vex's angry voice filled the room. Marcus Chen. The Valethian Queen has put a bounty of 1 million credits on her stepdaughters. Every bounty hunter in the galaxy is coming to this station. You have until morning before they arrive. Marcus looked at the twins. We have to leave tonight. Where can we go? Zara asked. I know a place, Marcus said with determination. A small human colony where we can be safe, where we can build a new life together. Together, both sisters asked at the same time. Marcus squeezed their hands and smiled. Together, forever. 6 months later, on the peaceful human colony of Haven Prime, morning sunlight streamed through the windows of a small medical clinic. The sign outside read, Chen Valeth Medical Center, healing all species. Inside, Marcus was preparing medicine for a sick Zephyrian child when he heard familiar laughter from the next room. He smiled and walked toward the sound. In the main treatment room, Zara was teaching a young alien how to walk again after an injury. Her purple scales sparkled in the sunlight, and her 4 eyes shone with joy as she helped the patient take his first steps. Very good, she said encouragingly. Tomorrow you'll be running. Meanwhile, Kira was working at her research station, studying samples from different alien diseases. She had become an expert in cross-species medicine, combining Valethian healing knowledge with human medical science. Marcus, Kira called out excitedly, come look at this. I think I found a cure for Andromedan fever. Marcus walked over and looked at her research. That's amazing. You're becoming a better doctor than I ever was. Kira blushed purple and kissed his cheek. I learned from the best teacher. Their escape from Nexus 7 had been dangerous but successful. Marcus had used his knowledge of the station's hidden passages to get them to his personal ship without being seen. They flew away just hours before the bounty hunters arrived. The journey to Haven Prime took 3 weeks. During that time, Marcus taught the twins more about human culture, while they shared Valethian traditions with him. They learned that love could grow even stronger when people from different worlds worked together. When they arrived at the colony, the human settlers welcomed them warmly. They didn't care that Zara and Kira were aliens. They only cared that Marcus was happy and that the twins were kind, helpful people. Any friend of Marcus is our friend too, the colony leader had said. Within a month they had built their medical clinic. Word spread quickly throughout the galaxy that there was a place where no one would be turned away. No matter how strange their illness or how different they looked, sick and desperate beings came from hundreds of worlds. Marcus, Zara, and Kira treated them all with the same care and respect. They saved lives that other doctors had given up on. Today was special, though. Today was their wedding day. The ceremony was held in the colony's main garden, decorated with flowers from both Earth and Valeth Prime. Aliens and humans sat together as friends, celebrating love that crossed the boundaries of species and worlds. Marcus wore a simple blue suit from Earth. Zara and Kira wore traditional Valethian wedding robes that sparkled like starlight. All 3 of them wore matching silver rings that Marcus had made by hand. Colony leader Sarah performed the ceremony, reading words from both human and Valethian marriage traditions. Do you, Marcus Chen, promise to love, protect, and cherish Zara and Kira for as long as you live?
I do,
Marcus said, his voice strong and sure. Do you, Princess Zara and Princess Kira, promise to love, protect, and cherish Marcus for as long as you live?
We do,
both sisters said together, their voices filled with joy. Then, by the laws of Haven Prime Colony and the traditions of both your peoples, I declare you bonded for life. You may kiss your brides, Marcus. Marcus kissed Zara first, then Kira. The crowd cheered and threw flower petals in the air. Even some of the alien guests made their species sounds of celebration. That evening, at the wedding party, many friends gave speeches about the happy couple. Dr. Williams, an elderly human doctor, stood up and raised his glass. 6 months ago, Marcus brought us 2 dying alien refugees. Today, we celebrate 3 of the finest doctors in the galaxy. They've shown us that love and kindness can heal more than just bodies. They can heal hearts and bring people together across the stars. Administrator Vex, who had surprisingly come to the wedding, stood up next. I thought Marcus was crazy when he helped these cursed aliens. I was wrong. They have brought honor to our station and hope to the galaxy. I am proud to call them friends. Even some of their former patients had come to the wedding. A small Trixian child, now completely healthy, gave Zara a drawing she had made of their family. "Thank you for making me better," the child said in her tiny voice. As the party continued into the night, Marcus stepped outside with his wives to look at the stars. Haven Prime had 2 moons and both were full tonight, making the sky bright and beautiful. "Do you ever miss your old life?" Zara asked, holding his hand. Marcus thought for a moment. "I miss my daughter and wife who died. I always will, but I'm grateful for the life we've built together." Kira placed her hand on her belly, where a small bump was beginning to show. "And the new life we're creating." Marcus's eyes went wide. "Are you?" "We both are," Zara said, smiling and placing her own hand on her stomach. "The first human Valethian children in galactic history." Marcus felt tears of joy in his eyes. He pulled both his wives close and held them tight. "I love you both so much," he whispered. "And we love you," they said together. Above them, a shooting star crossed the sky, as if the universe itself was blessing their new beginning. Back at the medical clinic, their communication system was already receiving new messages from across the galaxy. More sick and desperate people asking for help. More impossible cases that other doctors had given up on. Marcus smiled. Tomorrow they would start helping again. But tonight, they would celebrate the miracle of finding love and family among the stars. In the end, the human who had once cleaned station toilets had become something greater than a king. He had become a healer, a husband, and soon a father. And it all started because he chose kindness over fear, love over prejudice, and hope over despair. "Supplies in case someone on the station gets hurt. I never thought I'd need them for something like this." He set up 2 comfortable beds using the blankets and pillows. Then he prepared the first dose of medicine. "This might taste bad," he warned, "but it will start fighting the infection." Kira took the medicine first. She made a face at the bitter taste, but she swallowed it. Zara took hers next. "Now we wait," Marcus said. "In a few days you should start feeling better. The smell will begin to go away." For the first time in months, the twins smiled. Real, hopeful smiles. "Why are you doing this for us?" Zara asked again. Marcus looked at both of them. "Because kindness doesn't cost anything, and because everyone deserves a second chance." As he prepared to leave them to rest, Marcus heard footsteps outside. The door opened, and Station Administrator Vex walked in with 2 security guards. "Marcus Chen," Vex said coldly, "what do you think you're doing?" Administrator Vex stared at Marcus with his cold yellow eyes. The tall, gray-skinned alien crossed his forearms and shook his head in disgust. "Marcus Chen, you are breaking station health codes," Vex said. "These creatures are dangerous. They must be removed immediately." Marcus stood up straight and faced the administrator. "Sir, they are not dangerous. They have a bacterial infection that I can treat. Give me 3 weeks and I'll prove it." Vex laughed, a harsh sound that echoed in the cargo bay. 3 weeks? Human, you will be dead in 3 days from their curse." "It's not a curse," Marcus said firmly. "It's medicine, science, something you can measure and fix." The security guards moved closer, but Marcus did not back down. Behind him, Zara and Kira watched with fear. They had seen this happen before. Authorities would come and force them to leave. "Please," Zara whispered, "don't let them take us away." Vex heard her and made a disgusted face. "See, even now they spread their poison words." He pointed at the guards. "Remove them from my station." But Marcus stepped between the guards and the twins. "No, they stay here. I take full responsibility." Vex's eyes grew wide with surprise. No one had ever challenged him like this before. "Very well, human. You have 3 weeks. When you get sick and die, I will throw your bodies into space together." The administrator and his guards left, but Marcus knew they would be watching. He turned back to Zara and Kira, who were holding each other and crying. "Don't worry," Marcus said gently. "I meant what I said. You're safe here." Over the next few days, Marcus visited the twins 3 times each day. Every morning, afternoon, and evening, he brought them medicine, food, and clean water. He also brought something else, hope. On the 4th day, Kira noticed something amazing. "Sister, look," she said, pointing to her arm. "The black spots are getting smaller." Zara looked at her own scales. Some of the cracks were beginning to heal. The ugly marks were fading. "It's working," she whispered. "The human's medicine is really working." Marcus smiled when he saw the changes. "I told you it would work. Human medicine is good at fighting bacteria." By the end of the first week, the terrible smell was much weaker. Marcus no longer needed to wear his breathing mask when he visited them. Other aliens began to notice too. "Look," one trader said to another as they passed the cargo bay. "The smell is almost gone. Maybe the human really can help them." But not everyone was happy about this. Some aliens had made bets that Marcus would die from the curse. Others were angry that a human had solved a problem their own doctors could not fix. During the 2nd week, Marcus began teaching the twins simple English words. They were very smart and learned quickly. "Thank you," Kira said carefully, practicing the new sounds. "Thank you, Marcus." "You're welcome," Marcus replied, then taught them those words too. Zara was more bold than her sister. She asked Marcus many questions about Earth and human culture. "On your world, do people help strangers like this?" she asked. Marcus thought about it. "Some do, some don't. But I believe helping others makes us better people." "What about your family? Do you have a wife, children?" Marcus's face became sad. "I had a wife and daughter once. They died from a sickness I could not cure. That's why I became a doctor. I wanted to help sick people." Zara felt sorry for him. This kind human had lost his family but still chose to help others. She began to understand why he was so special. The twins also began to teach Marcus about their world. They showed him how to count in their language and explained their customs. "In our culture," Kira said, "when someone saves your life, they become family forever." Marcus was surprised. "Family?" "Yes," Zara said, her cheeks turning a lighter shade of purple. "You are our family now." By the 3rd week, the transformation was amazing. The twins' scales were bright and shiny again. Their 4 eyes sparkled with health and happiness. They looked almost as beautiful as they had been before the sickness. Other aliens began stopping by the cargo bay just to see them. Some were scientists who wanted to study Marcus's treatment. Others were just curious. "It's a miracle," one alien doctor said. "We tried everything, but only human medicine worked." But Marcus noticed something that worried him. Some of the visitors were not scientists or curious aliens. They were traders and collectors. They looked at the twins with hungry eyes, like people who saw something valuable they wanted to own. One evening, as Marcus was preparing to leave, Zara called out to him. "Marcus, wait. We need to tell you something important." He turned around. Both twins looked serious and worried. "We have not been honest with you," Kira said quietly. "We are not just any Valethians. We are princesses," Zara finished. "We are the lost princesses of Valeth Prime. And now that we are beautiful again, many people will want to find us." Marcus felt a chill run down his spine. If they were royalty, this changed everything. Suddenly he understood why some of the visitors had looked so interested. "Are you in danger?" he asked. Before they could answer, alarms began ringing throughout the station. Emergency lights flashed red in the corridors. A voice came over the speakers. "Attention all residents. Valethian royal hunter ships have arrived at the station. They are looking for 2 fugitive princesses." Marcus looked at the twins. Their faces were pale with fear. They found us, Zara whispered. They've come to take us home. The red emergency lights flashed across the station walls. Heavy boots stomped through the corridors as Velithian royal guards searched every room and corridor of Nexus 7. In the cargo bay, Marcus quickly locked the door and turned to the twins. Zara and Kira stood together, their beautiful purple scales shining in the dim light, but their 4 eyes were filled with terror. "We must tell you the truth," Zara said, her voice shaking. "We are not just sick aliens you helped. We are Princess Zara and Princess Kira of the Velithian royal house." Marcus stared at them. "Princesses, but why were you alone and sick?" Kira stepped forward. "Our stepmother, Queen Malira, gave us the plague poison. She wanted us dead so her own daughters could take the throne. We ran away before she could kill us," Zara added. "But now she has sent royal hunters to bring us back. If they find us, we will die." Marcus felt his heart fill with anger. These beautiful, kind women had been hurt by their own family. No one deserved that kind of evil treatment. Heavy footsteps stopped outside their door. A deep voice called out, "Princess Zara, Princess Kira, open this door now. Queen Malira commands you to return home." The twins grabbed each other's hands and moved behind Marcus. Even though he was smaller than the royal guards, they felt safer with him protecting them. "What do we do?" Kira whispered. Marcus thought quickly. He had an idea, but it was dangerous. "Trust me," he said quietly. Then he opened the door. 5 huge Velithian warriors stood in the hallway. They wore black battle armor and carried laser weapons. Their leader had angry red scars across his purple face. "Where are the princesses, human?" the leader demanded. "I don't know any princesses," Marcus said calmly. "I only helped 2 sick aliens get better. They left yesterday." The leader pushed Marcus aside and entered the room. The other guards followed him, looking everywhere, under blankets, behind boxes, even in the ceiling panels. But they found nothing. The room was empty. "Impossible," the leader shouted. "Our sensors showed they were here." Marcus smiled. "Your sensors were right. They were here, but they're gone now." What the guards didn't know was that Marcus had used the station's secret maintenance tunnels to move the twins to his own living quarters while he distracted the hunters. The frustrated guards searched the station for 6 more hours but found nothing. Finally, they gave up and left Nexus 7. That night, Marcus returned to his quarters. Zara and Kira were waiting for him, safe but worried. "You saved us again," Zara said, tears running down her cheeks. "Why do you keep helping us?" Marcus looked at both sisters. Over the past 3 weeks, they had become more than just patients to him. They were smart, brave, and kind. They made him laugh. They made him feel alive again. "At first I helped you because you were sick," Marcus said honestly. "But now, it's different." "How is it different?" Kira asked softly. Marcus took a deep breath. "Now I help you because I care about you. Both of you, more than I should probably say." The twins looked at each other, then back at Marcus. Their purple cheeks turned darker with emotion. "Marcus," Zara said carefully, "in our culture we have something called life bonding. It's stronger than..." In the cold darkness of space, Nexus 7 trading station sparkled like a giant diamond. Ships from 1,000 different worlds came and went every day. This was the biggest marketplace in the galaxy, where aliens from every corner of the universe bought, sold, and made deals. But in the deepest, darkest level of the station, far below the busy markets and bright lights, 2 creatures sat alone in a corner that even the cleaning robots avoided. The air was thick and poisonous. The smell was so terrible that it made eyes water and throats burn. Zara pressed her back against the cold metal wall and pulled her knees to her chest. Her twin sister Kira sat next to her, both trying to make themselves invisible in the shadows. Once, they had been the most beautiful princesses in the Velithian Empire. Their purple scales had shone like precious jewels. Their 4 eyes had sparkled with life and happiness. Now those same scales were cracked and gray. Dark, ugly spots covered their skin like a disease. The horrible smell that came from their bodies was so bad that even the garbage workers ran away screaming when they saw them. "Do you remember our last birthday party?" Zara whispered to her sister. Her voice was weak and tired. Kira nodded slowly, tears falling from her 4 eyes. 1,000 guests came to celebrate with us. They said we were like living artwork, so beautiful that people traveled from other planets just to see us. That was 4 months ago, before the plague came. before their world turned dark and cruel. The Xerox disease had attacked them without warning. It was a rare sickness that ate away at the skin and created a smell so terrible that no living thing could stand to be near them. The royal doctors tried everything they knew, but nothing worked. Every day the smell got worse. At first their friends made excuses not to visit. Then the palace servants began wearing masks around them. Finally, even their own father, the great king of Valeth Prime, made the most painful decision of his life. "My daughters," he had said with tears in his 4 eyes, "you have become dangerous to our people. The sickness might spread to others. You must leave our world before it destroys everyone." They were put on a ship and sent away from their home planet. No world would let them land. Every space station turned them away at the doors. "We cannot risk infection," the authorities always said. "Find somewhere else to die." For months they traveled from place to place. Each time they were forced to leave. Their money ran out. Their hope died. Finally they ended up here in the worst part of the worst station in known space. "Look at those disgusting things," a blue alien had said yesterday, pointing at them with disgust. "They smell like rotting death. Someone should throw them out the airlock." Zara's stomach made hungry sounds. They had not eaten real food in 3 days, only scraps they found in the garbage containers. Even the food sellers would not let them near their stalls. "Sister, I think we're going to die here," Kira said quietly, holding Zara's hand. Zara wanted to be strong. She was older by 7 minutes, and she had always protected her twin. "No, we cannot give up. Somewhere in this big galaxy, someone will help us." But in her heart, she was losing hope too. Maybe they really were cursed. Maybe they deserved to die alone in this dark place. They heard footsteps coming toward their hiding spot. Usually, when people found them, they would scream in horror and run away as fast as possible. Sometimes they would call security to have them removed like garbage. Zara and Kira pressed themselves deeper into the shadows, hoping whoever it was would not see them. The footsteps stopped right in front of their hiding place. They could hear someone breathing, but there was no screaming, no running away in terror. A voice spoke. It was soft and gentle, speaking in a language they had never heard before. "Hey there," the voice said kindly. "Are you two okay?" Zara looked up slowly. A strange creature stood there, looking down at them. It had only 2 eyes instead of 4. Its skin was brown and smooth with no scales at all. It wore simple blue work clothes and carried cleaning equipment. This being was looking right at them, but it was not running away. It was not covering its nose. It was not making faces of disgust or fear. The creature moved closer and sat down on the ground, keeping some distance but not leaving. It reached into a bag and pulled out a bottle of clean water and something wrapped in cloth that smelled like food. "You must be hungry," the creature said gently, placing the water and food on the ground between them. "My name is Marcus. I work on this station fixing things and cleaning." Zara stared at the food with wide eyes. When was the last time anyone had offered them kindness? When had anyone spoken to them without fear or hate? What are you?" Kira whispered, her voice barely heard. The creature smiled. It was a strange expression they had never seen before, but it felt warm and friendly. "I'm human," he said simply, "and I think I might be able to help you both." For the first time in months, Zara felt something she had forgotten existed. Hope was growing in her heart like a small flame in the darkness. But could they trust this strange human? After so much pain and rejection, was it really possible that someone actually wanted to help them? Marcus moved a little closer and Zara held her breath. This was always the moment when everyone else ran away, screaming in terror. But Marcus stayed exactly where he was, still smiling that warm, kind smile. "Wait," Kira said in amazement. "You're not running away from us." Marcus shook his head gently. "No," he said with certainty. "I'm not going anywhere." Marcus Chen sat on the cold metal floor, looking at the 2 alien sisters. He had seen many strange creatures during his 3 years working on Nexus 7, but he had never seen anyone look so broken and sad. The smell was terrible. Even through his breathing mask, it made his eyes water. But Marcus had smelled worse things during his time as a soldier on Earth. Death had its own smell, and this was not death. This was sickness that could be cured. "Please don't be afraid," Marcus said softly. He opened his medical kit and pulled out a small scanner. "I used to be a doctor in the Earth military. I know about diseases." Zara pulled Kira closer to her. Everyone says we have the curse, she whispered. They say we will make others sick too. Marcus shook his head. There are no curses, only problems that need solutions. He held up the scanner. May I check what kind of sickness you have? This won't hurt, I promise. The twins looked at each other. They had learned not to trust anyone. Too many creatures had tried to trick them or hurt them. But this human seemed different. His eyes were kind and he had not run away. Why do you want to help us? Kira asked. What do you want from us? Marcus was quiet for a moment. He thought about his family back on Earth. His wife and daughter had died from a plague that no one could cure. He could not save them, but maybe he could save someone else. Because everyone deserves help when they are sick, he said simply, and because I think I know what you have. He pointed the scanner at Zara first, then at Kira. The small device beeped and showed numbers on its screen. Marcus looked at the results and smiled. Just as I thought, he said. You have bacterial complex 7 alpha, it's not a curse. It's not magic. It's just bacteria that grew too much on your skin. But the royal doctors said there was no cure, Zara said. Marcus nodded. For most aliens, that's true. Your skin chemistry makes it very hard to treat. But humans are different. We have medicines that work on this kind of bacteria. He reached into his bag and pulled out several bottles of medicine and cleaning solution. These are from Earth, human antibiotics. They should work on your infection. Kira started crying again, but this time they were tears of hope. You really think you can help us? I know I can help you, Marcus said with confidence. But it will take time, maybe a few weeks, and you'll need a safe place to stay while you get better. Marcus looked around the dark, dirty corner where they were hiding. This was no place for anyone to heal. He made a decision. I know a place, he said. There's an old cargo bay that nobody uses. I can set it up like a medical room. You can stay there while I treat you. As they talked, other aliens walked past in the distance. When they saw Marcus sitting with the twins, they stopped and stared. Look at that crazy human, a red-scaled creature said to his friend. Doesn't he know those two are cursed? Humans are so stupid, his friend replied. He'll catch their disease and die. Marcus heard them talking, but he did not care. He had made his choice. Come on, he said to the twins. Let's get you somewhere safe. Marcus helped them stand up. They were weak from not eating well for so long. He let them lean on him as they walked, even though the smell was very strong. They passed many aliens in the corridors. Everyone stared. Some covered their noses. Others pointed and whispered. A few laughed and made jokes. The human has lost his mind, one said. He'll be sorry when he gets sick too, said another. But Marcus kept walking. Zara and Kira stayed close to him, amazed that someone was protecting them instead of pushing them away. They reached the old cargo bay. Marcus opened the door with his security card. Inside was a large empty room with some old boxes in the corners. It's not much, Marcus said, but it's clean and private. No one will bother you here. He set down his bags and started pulling out medical supplies. Blankets, pillows, food packets, water bottles, and many bottles of medicine. Where did you get all this? Zara asked. Marcus smiled sadly. I keep medical.